Also live in Fort Lauderdale, and she was there as tensions escalated earlier today, resulting in police deploying tear gas.
Yeah, and Kim, you got caught up in that tear gas as well, correct?
Oh, yeah, and it was rough. I got separated from Akeem, my photographer. He had to get milk doused on his eyes just to get some of that burning sensation down. As soon as I tried to turn the block, you could feel the fire in your eyes and just the fire in your throat from that tear gas, even from a block away. So it was a very scary situation. But right now we are outside of the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, where a press conference just wrapped up about 15 minutes ago, and Mayor Trantalis really had some harsh words. You can just tell that he was disappointed in the way that things turned out earlier. He called the unrest and the violence that we saw earlier a shame. It sounds like we're in the video of some of that unrest that we heard earlier. Now, when we were out there, we saw rocks and water bottles being thrown at police. Again, we're showing some of that video now. Now, things started off peaceful. That's just the thing about this. From 3 to 6, folks were on message. And then all of a sudden, you saw items like rocks, water bottles. We saw some people setting off firecrackers, fireworks, and then we saw the tear gas deployed on protesters. And as Jamie mentioned, right now we are in a curfew. Fort Lauderdale is under curfew from 9 a.m. until 6 a.m. until things are safe. Again, things were peaceful. People had their families out there. I saw a lot of little kids. People had their strollers until things just took a turn for the worse sometime after 6 o'clock. Now, here is what Mayor Trantalis was talking about, as far as saying that the violence was caused by people, agitators as he called them, looking for trouble. Here's that sound.
As people were beginning to go home, as the organizers were saying, we have concluded, we have made our statement, we're ready to start our week, all of a sudden, a whole new throng of individuals appeared on the scene. We have no idea where they came from. They certainly were not part of the peaceful aspect of the demonstration today. And what's a shame is that we are not to respond with violence. But these demonstrators that came afterwards were agitators. They intended to come to our city. They came with concrete blocks. They came with gas masks. They came with cartons of milk, which are usually used to deter the effects of tear gas. They were ready for something. They knew something was going to happen. They knew it because they were going to create it. They were going to provoke it. And that's exactly what happened in our community. Something as terrible as this we have never seen before. We are a peaceful city. We are a community that invites peace, peaceful demonstrations, collaborative cooperation, discussions, and to make sure that people in our community feel safe and comfortable and know that they own their own community. But there are those who came to our city and at this very moment continue to wreak havoc in our downtown. There are broken windows at many of our storefronts. There are broken windows at our government center. There are constant evidence of vandalism. People came here not so much to seek peace and dialogue, but to destroy and to make their voice heard in ways that we do not appreciate here in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, and you heard the mayor just very passionate about what happened earlier. He and the police chief were both part of that press conference that just wrapped up a few moments ago. And despite all that unrest that we saw earlier, they say that only 2 people have been arrested in all of this. So we'll monitor the situation and see if that number increases. But again, only 2 people arrested so far tonight. Reporting live in Fort Lauderdale, Kim Nguyen, NBC6 News.